Good morning and welcome to Act Locally Live. I am your host, Elizabeth Riley. Today is Monday, August 25th. It is 7:30 a.m. and today is Mental Health Monday. But before we get into all that, I'm going to give you a weekend recap. What happened? Friday I had a fun day. Went home and took a nap after work, and that's how you know things are serious. I went to Dancing Bear Pub, closed that pub, kept the party going to Freight, and closed Freight. Oh my goodness, somebody get me home. After all that, slept in. Couldn't even make it to the farmer's market, which is where I get all my groceries and produce and whatnot. So then I had to go to HEB, you know, crack ass morning. And I was still overwhelmed by the number of people stopping in the middle of the aisle. And that I literally forgot two things on my list. Oh my, what? I've been decorating my apartment, my institution of an apartment, and I needed more command strips. Didn't get those. So now everything's on hold. Thank you. I also didn't get hand soap. Ooh, hey, that one's pretty important. All right. If you see Dawn dish soap filling up my bathroom right now, say nothing. Okay. I also went to grab some ice cream out of my freezer after this whole fiasco. I unpacked my groceries and I was like, all right, let's dive in here. I need a sweet treat. All of my ice and my ice cream was fully melted. Wow. Thank you. Thank you, universe. Thank you. Yeah. So I had to drink a warm Red Bull this morning because my fridge is not working. And I had to put a work order in, which I hate doing. I hate putting in a work order. That is quite literally my last resort. I want to be handy mandy. I want to fix absolutely everything and not ask for anyone's help ever. So when the maintenance men come into my place, I'm like peeking over their shoulder, like, hey, what are you doing? Hey, can you tell me absolutely everything so that next time it happens, I don't have to wait around and ask for your help? Thank you. Anyways, I really want to tell you to download fast food apps. My friend Meredith has been telling me this for a long time. She says it's free money. And she's right. You get so much food for half the price. Oh my gosh. Get into that. Also, if you don't know, HEB has insanely cool combo deals where, like, if you buy one item, you get the rest of your cart of ingredients for free. I need to start, like, strategically using that and taking advantage of that because that HEB trip was expensive. That was, it was expensive. So, it's Monday morning, August 25th, 7:30 a.m. Today is Mental Health Monday, where I'm going to be sharing ways to reset your mind, body, and soul, and also ways to get outside, find peaceful hobbies, and rely on helpful communities. So, the first insanely helpful community here in Waco that I want to spotlight is the Waco Pride Network. They have some really cool programs going on. Currently, they have smart recovery meetings every Tuesday and Thursday. It's a weird schedule, so hear me out. The first and third Tuesday of the month, the smart recovery meetings are from 12 to 1 p.m. The second and fourth Tuesday of every month, the smart recovery meetings are from 6 to 7 p.m. You may be asking, what are these smart recovery meetings? Well, this is Waco Pride Network's LGBTQIA peer-led support group for addiction and other problematic behaviors. The SMART program provides worksheets and talking points that can resonate with anyone, no matter what stage of recovery you are in or what problematic behaviors you may be struggling with. The SMART Recovery's 4-point program is a flagship secular program serving those with addictive behaviors, including both substance abuse and activity process addictions. So they have trained volunteer facilitators that lead these support groups, and they will follow a few of these topics pretty occasionally. So building and maintaining motivation, coping with urges and cravings, managing thoughts, feelings, behaviors, and living an overall balanced life. Recovery is hard, and we all need support to feel like we are not alone. So, if you are interested in the Smart Recovery LGBTQIA group, you can contact BPATE at wacopride.org for more information. Again, that's BPATE at wacopride.org for more information. The Waco Pride Network does a ton of underrated work around Waco and continues to just perform at the top of their level. There are still 20 churches in Waco or in Texas that are working with conversion therapies. There are 2 in Waco near us that are still pushing conversion therapies to members of the church. I think that a lot of people don't realize that conversion therapy is inherently saying that humans are above God and can change something that he intricately and innately made part of someone. So Waco Pride Network has been doing a lot to help those who have been harmed by such therapies and also continue prevention education. So the churches in Waco that are still pushing conversion therapy onto queer Wacoans is Church of the Open Door and Antioch Community Church. So there are multiple branches of the Antioch Community Church, one in Waco, one in Bryan, Texas, and one in Norman, Oklahoma. All of those pair with the group called Living Ministries, and they are, or Living Hope Ministries, and they are the prime source of conversion therapy for Texans, which, aside from trying to repair the damage done to others through harmful acts like these conversion therapies, the Waco Pride Network is trying to constantly gather its community that it has. And this month alone, they have done so much. So first up, they had Queer Coffee Meetup. They had a parent group consultation, a Youth Pride Alliance hangout, and then a Third Thursday hangout where they just constantly switch out what they're doing and where the groups are meeting, what time, what day, just so that everybody can have a chance to get together with their people. Next month, they'll have the same meetups with a few different dates, like I said. So the Waco Pride Network's parent group meeting is going to be happening September 3rd from 6 to 8 p.m. The next Queer Coffee Hangout is happening at the Woodway Common Grounds on September 7th from 10:30 to 12:30. The Third Thursday Hangout is going to be September 18th from 6 to 8 p.m. And the Youth Pride Alliance Hangout is September 20th at 2 to 4 p.m. One of my favorite events that the Waco Pride Network puts on is Out on the Brazos, which is their Pride in the Park event. But you know what? I'm going to get back to that and tell you all about it after this quick break from our sponsors.
When you view the glass half full, the little things become magical. Like kicking back and sharing laughs, spread good vibes, and they'll come back. Celebrate what you love with what you wear, even if what you love is kind of weird. Life is good in super soft tees that spark smiles and connectivity. 10% of profits go to help kids heal. So choose optimism and make the magic real. Visit lifeisgood.com.
What I love most about playing basketball is the competition. I really just like being shifty, mastering hesitation moves, changing direction, building chemistry with new teammates. If you're not having fun while you're playing, there's no point in playing the game. You know what to do. Escape Basic. Pair of Thieves quick dry underwear. It wicks away sweat and helps keep you dry. You looking forward to fishing season?
Let's unbox the all-new Walking Pad X21. It is the hottest thing on the fitness market right now. Whew. I like it. I like it a lot. Well done, Walking Pad. So after using the Walking Pad, I absolutely loved it. For the price, I adore it. I highly recommend it.
I've gotten a lot of questions as to where people can find the best supplements.
And that's why we have the Swell Score, because we have created this platform where our team of researchers and doctors have come together to bring top-notch quality supplements and information.
We make sure that if we are recommending a product, that it hasn't been reviewed by the same company that is producing that product.
Now we have a resource that we can do that.
Welcome back to Act Locally Live. I am your host, Elizabeth Riley, and today is Monday, August 25th, and it is Mental Health Monday, where I am telling you all of the ways that you can get outside to restore your mind, body, soul, get involved in good community, and just rely on the people that you need to. So, today I've been talking about the Waco Pride Network, one of the best communities here in Waco, and up next, I'm going to talk about their event called Out on the Brazos, which is going to be held at Indian Spring Park this year on October 18th from noon to 5 p.m. Again, Out on the Brazos is going to be at Indian Spring Park October 18th from noon to 5 p.m. Pride in the Park has been described to bring together a ton of local vendors, talented musicians, and just the coolest people in town to one of the most beautiful spots ever. And it's also going to be closer to town than the past few years. Last year and most years prior, Out on the Brazos was held at Brazos Park East, which is a gorgeous space right on the river. It is one of my favorite spaces in Waco. But a lot of people are like, hey, isn't Pride Month in June? Why are these people taking more than just their designated month? Well, I think that they want to celebrate my birthday, first of all, but also it's hot in Texas in June. If the gays are going to be roasting in eternity in hell, they may as well catch a break while they're here. Okay? Anyways, one of my favorite features at this event is not only the handcrafted art, the treats, and just the free goodies that are constantly being handed out, but also the Veterans for Equality who serve as security for this event. Obviously, we live in the Bible Belt, so people have issues with people existing and will quite literally show up to protest this event. You know what? Do what you need to do, believe what you need to believe in. Well, there are U.S. military veterans in Waco who volunteer their time to protect the event attendees and park grounds. They show up fully geared up, suited up, patches on, vests buckled, with like retired or working dogs. I couldn't tell you. I'm not going to go and pet them. Okay? They've got the letters. I can read. All right? I'm not going to go ask either, but it's nice to see some tax-paying dollars going to equitable protection. So that's probably one of my favorite parts of it, seeing the veterans out there, and they just look so badass, and they're walking around like, yeah, come mess with us. Come on. Anyways, there are a ton of additional resources for those in the LGBTQ plus community that have been shoved Act Locally Waco's way. So I'm going to sit here and turn those around for you. So a content advocate at Grow Resolve, shout out Jalen, shared a link that is available on our website, and it's on checkmyinsurance.co, which will make sense in a little bit. But this information from Jalen and Grow Resolve includes information like research articles on substance abuse and use and the commonality in LGBTQ populations. It includes ways to find local peer-led and queer-affirming support groups, guides to building a sober, supportive lifestyle, searches to finding insurance covering LGBTQ-affirming care, and tips on building sober support networks. Substance use and abuse is a complex issue that can affect individuals across all communities, but it especially affects those in the LGBTQ community. In fact, statistics show that queer young adults are more than twice as likely than their heterosexual counterparts to use illicit drugs and almost twice as likely to suffer from substance use disorder. In 2022, 26.5% of lesbians, 32.2% of bisexual women, and 32.4% of bisexual men reported having a substance use disorder. This contrasts highly with the straight counterparts. Only 13.8% of straight women and 20.7% of straight men reported substance use disorder. So that's nearly 20 to 30% versus nearly 10 to 20. That's a pretty big difference. So why is queer youth suffering so much? Typically, genetics, peer pressure, economics, childhood environments, those all play a factor in increasing a person's likelihood of developing a substance disorder. But on top of these risk factors, those in the LGBTQ community have to cope with a few of the following other risk factors. First one is the stress of being a minority and discrimination. That can include anything from physical harassment to family estrangement and even more subtle acts of discrimination, like constantly hearing homophobic jokes or not growing up with a gay straight alliance club in school. Just things where it's blatant that it's not accepted, but in a socially quiet manner. 2, these individuals lack affirming support. According to the Human Rights Campaign, LGBTQ plus workers only earn 90 cents for every dollar a cisgendered straight worker earns. For Latino, Latina, and Black workers in the community, their earnings are even lower. So those in the community who are systematically earning less may be more focused on paying for essential needs like housing and food before seeking mental health treatment. That would make sense to me. Moreover, folks in the community struggle with finding treatment due to a lack of affordability or healthcare insurance coverage. According to statistics, 13% of LGBTQ plus respondents don't have insurance. In comparison, only 7% of cisgendered straight respondents don't have insurance. Less than 14% of mental health facilities and 18% of substance use facilities have LGBTQ plus specific programs that can help address the needs of those patients in the community. So while these treatments may offer care, they don't provide trauma-informed and queer-affirming care, which may not help treat substance use disorders at all and could even aggravate and worsen symptoms. So in the circumstances where somebody in the community has found a treatment facility and they, can care for their condition, they may not even have the insurance to cover it. And according to the LGBTQ Cancer Network, LGBT individuals are less likely to have insurance than their heterosexual peers just in general. Finally, there is a lack of sober spaces in the queer community. For generations, nightlife spaces, including gay bars and clubs, have been havens for those in the community to find support, friends, and loved ones without fear of discrimination. The Stonewall riots, which started the month-long celebration of Pride in June, was first occurring at a gay club in 1969. However, most of these spaces revolve around drug or alcohol use, which can, again, aggravate and worsen substance use disorders or disrupt sobriety journeys in general. So, for LGBTQ individuals navigating substance use and mental health challenges, affirming care is not just beneficial, it's essential. Queer-friendly therapists and treatment programs recognize that healing must consider the whole person, not just this issue, but their gender identity, their sexual orientation, the societal pressures that have been shaping both of those their entire lives. So there's a lot more to go into there. And I will be sharing another resource that has been sent our way after a quick break from our sponsors.
Welcome, guys. You're at the 10th Mountain Whiskey and Spirit Company tasting room here. So we're located in basically central Colorado in the Rocky Mountains. Our two flagship whiskeys are our rye whiskey and our bourbon. Our rye whiskey is our most awarded spirit. Our bourbon's our best seller. We're very proud of it. We think you're going to love it too. If you don't like it, send it back to us. We'll drink it for you.
10th Mountain Whiskey and Spirit Company, Colorado.
The dress collar polo. The only polo with a spread collar. Gives you the look of a dress shirt, but with the comfort of a polo shirt. Lightweight and breathable. Perfect for the office. Bright with a suit. 4-way stretch comfort. Moisture wicking tech. Built-in collar stays. Short sleeve. Multiple collar options. Collars and Company.
What I love most about playing basketball is the competition. I really just like being shifty, mastering hesitation moves, changing direction, building chemistry with new teammates. If you're not having fun while you're playing, there's no point in playing the game. You know what to do. Escape Basic. Pair of Thieves quick dry underwear. It wicks away sweat and helps keep you dry. You looking forward to fishing season?
Let's unbox the all-new Walking Pad X21. It is the hottest thing on the fitness market right now. I like it. I like it a lot. Well done, Walking Pad. So after using the Walking Pad, I absolutely loved it. For the price, I adore it. I highly recommend it.
Hello and welcome back to Act Locally Live. I'm Elizabeth Riley, your host. We've been talking about the Waco Pride Network, a few resources from Grow Resolve, and that's been sent to us by Jalen. Thank you. It's also available on our website. This next resource, sent to us by Rachel Winston with Social Media Victims Law Firm, is also available on our website. But there's some pretty fantastic information on here that I need to share with you. So, Social Media Victims Law Firm is an organization that is focusing on the damaging effects that social media can have on some of our lives. Over the last 10 years, there has been a significant rise in the risk of teenage suicide. And although several factors play into an individual's role or choice to take their life, recent studies have shown that there are established connections between mental health issues such as depression and suicidal ideation and social media usage. The first factor that has caused an increase in suicide prevalence among teens on social media is the overuse of it. Teens are impressionable. They connect emotionally with quite literally everything, including what they are posting and what they are interacting with. That causes a crazy feedback loop on these fresh little brains that are just trying to get all the serotonin in the world. And that's why it makes it dangerous. Pre-existing mental health disorders plus social media use, ooh, don't even get me started. That will make them more prone to influence, positive or negative, just in general. So, a second factor, aside from overuse, the emotional connections, and the pre-existing mental health disorders that affect influence, is the content at which these people are exposing themselves to. I'm sure that we've all seen the dangerous challenges come across our pages. I can recount a few in my time online. The cinnamon challenge, where you take a whole spoonful of cinnamon and cough it up. That doesn't sound pleasant at all. Eating Tide Pods, that was a challenge. I've seen a few, but a lot of them become dangerous, where like people are genuinely like threatening their lives. So there's that, but then there's also the chance of cyberbullying with people online. So obviously you are exposing yourself to content and people are exposed to your content. They're going to have a lot to say, and they will say it proudly behind a screen. So the Social Media Victims website has a lot more reliable information that you can use to combat some of these things. So they have a guide for noticing warning signs of teen suicide and a guide for helping your teen with whatever it may be. But they also have a guide on the lawsuits against Meta, which is the AI cloud found on Instagram and Facebook. Meta Platforms Incorporated is facing a lawsuit which was filed in 2023 by the Massachusetts Attorney General, alleging that Instagram's features like the infinite scrolling, infinite scrolling, boom, and autoplay are intentionally designed to addict children and harm their mental health. In October of 2024, a Massachusetts appeals court rejected Meta's attempt to dismiss the case, finding that the lawsuit targets Meta's conduct, not user content. This lawsuit is part of a broader multi-district litigation, MDL, filed in 2022 against Meta, Snapchat, TikTok, and YouTube, accusing them of designing platforms that encourage addictive behaviors among youth. As of April 2025, the multi-district litigation includes over 1,700 cases, and yet Meta denies the allegations and says that they remained committed to user safety. All right. It's not Title Tuesday yet, but I'm going to give you 2 recommendations right here and now. These are straight off the shelves of Dr. Shara Michelle Dye. Appreciate you. Stolen Focus, Why You Can't Pay Attention and How to Think Deeply Again by Johann Hari. I've told y'all about this one. Johann Hari is the coder of the Infinite Scroll. He wrote this book as his apology statement. He said he's sorry. He said he screwed up and he knows that he did a lot of damage with that invention. And so he literally gave us a handbook on how to avoid the damage that he's created, because he no longer has control over it. Like, obviously you sold out and now every other app has it. Anywho. Second title, The Chaos Machine, the inside story of how social media rewired our minds and our world. Whew. This book is a lot. It's thick, it's heavy, it's really fast paced. There's so much information. It is a massive journalistic piece that it makes me sick every time I kind of open it up and just think about it. But it goes on the huge discussion of big tech's monomaniacal race to drive engagement and profits at all cost. People are put in danger for the sake of making money on these apps because, like I've said before, we are the product, no longer the consumers. Be careful with what you're doing online. As always, practice internet safety. I feel like that was something that was drilled into me as a child, and now we're over here on LinkedIn promoting where we work and how long I worked there. And, you can just Google search where anyone is at any time. So strange. Please be safe. Have a happy Monday, and take care of yourself. I'm Elizabeth Riley with Act Locally Waco and Act Locally Live, and I'll see y'all tomorrow. Bye.